Debate Show with me, Sharmin Marani on IBN TV. As we move on to letter V, we're going to talk about violence today. The reason why we have chosen to talk about violence is that as the world is going, violence is becoming more and more of a problem around the world. Some blame it that it's the media, some say it's the way we've been brought up. So in today's show, we're going to try and understand about this violence from the children's point of view and how we can work together to stop this from becoming very, very common. Before we start, we'd like to introduce ourselves. So we'll start with you, please.
My name is Sajida and I'm from Al-Muntazir Girls Primary School.
Okay.
My name is Sarah and I'm from Al-Muntazir Girls Primary School.
My name is Kulsum and I'm from Al-Muntazir Islamic Seminary.
My name is Zainab and I'm from Al-Muntazir Girls Primary School.
Okay, very good. Welcome to today's show. So before we get on to the main, I'm just going to ask you to define violence for me and give me an example. So we'll start with you.
Violence means to attack people in a country and to harm them.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Violence is like to attack people and to kill them in a country.
So you're saying, so we have two here who says to attack people to cause harm.
Something that hurts the opposite person.
Yeah, true.
Violence is basically attacking and fighting and creates all those arguments.
Yeah, that's good. And so, what do you think causes violence? Like we know that it is they attack each other and that, right? But what do you think causes them?
I think wealth.
Okay.
Friendship.
Yep. We've got wealth, friendship. We've got two over there.
Non-Muslims.
Non-Muslims. You can explain that in a bit. Actually, you can explain it now.
Like in Muslims, something like you go in different non-Muslims start fighting with Muslims, like because they are Muslims, that's why, and they believe in the things, and like they just start and fight.
Okay, fine. So you think that non-Muslims can? I'm gonna go back to you on that one. Okay. And you?
Friendships.
Friendships. What about jealousy?
Yeah,
Jealousy creates fights.
Yeah, jealousy is really common. Yeah? Okay, so we can say that there are many things that cause violence. You know, sometimes even if you love someone too much, it can attack back on you. Okay, fine. So yeah, my next question was what I was going to ask about non-Muslims. Some of them actually think that Islam is a violent religion because of there's jihad in our religion, right? And the terrorist attacks that happen to be Muslims, those people behind. So a lot of non-Muslims think that everybody who is a Muslim is a dangerous person. So how can we change this view?
By saying salam, which is known as peace.
So you will tell them, you greet them with peace. Yeah? Okay, fine.
Yeah, I can just say like just being kind to people. And Islam is not a violent religion. It's just a jealousy.
Okay. So we can say that for the non-Muslims who think that Islam is violent, we should just tell them that it promotes peace. And here I was researching and it says that the goal of Islam is to establish balance and harmony between A and B, basically. Between me and you, between me and somebody else, there should all be a balance. Nobody is greater than the other, right? So if we can explain them to this, then maybe they'll understand that not all Muslims are the same. Yeah? Okay, good. Hi. So let's talk about media. You know media?
Yeah.
Okay? And if you go on the internet and you research this, they're always pointed out to media. So my next question is that do you think media is behind most of the killings and all the robberies that happen around the world.
Yes, it is, because recently only, it's just the past, because everything that it shows Egypt and everywhere, it's just everything is violence. People are just coming and they're trying to hurt the Muslims and everything. So it's normally the media which is trying to prove something else in front of the people. So one way of violent which Muslims get attacked by is media. Media is the one who show the people that way.
So the wrong, yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
I can say media is behind this, maybe little, but it is, because it's the one, it's like spreading it. It is spreading everything. Like she said about Egypt and everything, it happened. And all the other killings and all, that
So you want to say that media is kind of feeds it into your mind that that's the real world out there, that people are just being killed and affected because of jealousy and maybe that.
Yes.
Yeah?
yeah.
And the only channel which gives you true information is only Press TV.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, sometimes when media doesn't have anything to add, because they have to keep on having information every single day. They sort of pick one up from the other and then make it.
Because media looks at its own benefits, doesn't look at
Others, how
Sorry.
others face.
Others, that's very good.
What I wanted to say, like her, what she said, like media is, because they find a new proof which is not even like benefiting to them, and then like they do what they want and what like they don't know what those people feel. They just do because of their things.
Yeah, they have to make an
Yeah.
earning, so they have to, like, I'm sure that sometimes media do lie. In fact, I'm not sure, I know they do lie. That's the only way they can benefit. Sometimes the media is genuine, like you said, Press TV. They probably are giving the proper news than just picking one out from the other.
They do this, the media, because they have power.
And they need money
Nobody
for
can
each and
harm
they get
them.
money for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And nobody can do anything to them, so like they can do.
They have the upper hand.
Yeah, the power.
Basically, they rule the way we think in this world.
And they normally corrupt that's the source where media is the source through which Muslims are corrupted.
Okay, good. That's a very good point. Do you agree with that? Okay, but they say that the whole point of media is that people know what's happening around the world. If there was no such thing as media, then we would not know what's happening next door to us, right? So how can you argue that media is actually trying to help us?
Sometimes they think that they should help the world should know what's going on, but they add something else to it through which they get money.
Okay, fine. Very fine.
Through which they get benefit.
The benefits and more people watch it, like the news.
Yeah, normally more people watch your CTV and all that.
They want a large amount of people to watch what they're doing.
Yeah, what they're
And to follow them.
trying to.
Follow them. Okay, Zara, when you watch the news, there will always be someone was killed, there was a bomb, someone is missing, or drowning, anything that promotes something that is not good. How do you react to that if you watch the news? Like when you watch the news, what do you feel like when you see all these things happening around the world?
Peace to them. Feel very hurt.
Okay. And do you think that a lot of it is just made up?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, mostly it's just made up most of the times.
Most of the times.
And like you feel like, imagine like you're there, like you are happening, like how would you feel? So like you just feel the heart of the person who is the
Okay. So now we're just going to focus a bit on the media. Let's go on to the cartoons and the shows that a lot of kids watch. Even I watch cartoons right now.
Yeah.
I think we never stop watching that. So now if you compare cartoons at my time, I'm not saying video, but like,
Yeah.
and compare it to now, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, they're very huge.
And do you think that is going to affect the children in the future?
Yes, it will. In the long run, it will.
In the
A
long
lot. Because children will start fighting between themselves. Like if we show them about money or movies which have a lot of fight, they'll start fighting between them for things like money, all those luxury things of
Okay.
this world.
Good point.
So it's like actually like violence affects like most of the people, many people, because it's really bad. It's really they fight among themselves and it's going to affect.
Yeah, in fact, what you said that it really is becoming a problem. Is the World Health Organization? It's estimated each year around 1.6 million lives are lost. 1.6 million people die due to violence, and it is the leading cause of death. And most of them is men, okay, and they are from age 15 to 44. So imagine 1.6 million people a year die just because of violence.
Maybe it's because of money, because of jealousy, because of all that stuff which if that person have and I don't have, so I have to fight for it, or I become jealous. That jealous increase. One day you go and fight with that person. It ends up where you kill his family, he kills your family, you kill each other. Basically you kill everyone in your family and yourself. Once you do that, once you kill your family and yourself, there is nothing like your name won't stay there again.
And you end up some
It will be
people
wrong
kill
life.
themselves actually at the end of all this. They
Suicide.
Suicide, yeah. What's the point then?
Because they fight it for everything and they don't
At the
get
end,
anything.
To what they
Zero.
want to. Like they like we say like they fight for it, they just
They
don't
don't
give
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
Sometimes violence happens for fighting for rights, for petty things, but life goes.
Very small thing. Yeah.
From small things become just a big issue and they
That's
start
why
fighting
media
about
spreads.
it.
Like between friends, if like in a class, one classmate gets high marks and one low marks, they start fighting. That one thing, I just pitied you and you are like you.
Jealous.
You start becoming equal.
You start building it up inside.
Yeah,
okay?
you start, it one upon the other. Every time you try, it does not. Then you start blaming God for it, and then you start going far away from God. Instead of going near to Him, you're getting far away, and you start being jealous. That brings you more far of God.
Yeah.
And you start fighting with that person.
That's very good point, yeah? You agree? Okay. Right, okay, good. So now we're getting into that. So going back to the cartoons, okay? Like Tom and Jerry. I mean, all the time Tom is chasing Jerry, Jerry is chasing Tom, yeah? And the amount of time they hit each other, but it doesn't, you wouldn't want to copy that.
No, you won't, because that's just
Just a cartoon.
It's just a cartoon, and that
fun to
is you know that a mouse and a cat will never get along together. Like mouse is eager to eat the cat is eager to eat the mouse.
And the mouse is eager to show the cat that the mouse is smart.
It's
yeah.
smart.
Okay, fine. So that we can rule out as it not affecting our life. Okay, there's other cartoons like you said, Powerpuff Girls, Bakugan, Ben 10.
Ben 10 causes a lot.
Even
lot.
Bakugan.
Ben 10. Even Bakugan, at least it's some other games that they play, but Ben 10 causes a lot because there are 3 of them and all of them are like, they start like that one has that power, that one has that power, and that one has that. So they start showing each other's powers sometimes to each other themselves.
And the
They
enemies
fight
cross
between
the
themselves.
wall, and they want to destroy the wall and they just go and
And violence, usually, most of the time, enmity. Like we've seen, like there's so many countries like Palestine. They want to like rob, maybe they want the country, maybe enmity.
like
So they are, yeah, maybe
Yeah, so it's sad, that it's to save another country, you need to become violent. And maybe that's, for them, they think that's the solution, to attack and not to just wait. Because if they wait, then they're never going to get what they need, right? The opposite countries that are fighting. Now, there are some children, or you can say some of us, that we believe what we see on the TV, and we start to follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Yeah?
some of us.
There are some of us who are, you can say, the media's target. That If you are supposed to stand up, and you are going to stand up. If you're supposed to close your eyes, you're going to close your eyes. With other people will say,
starting telling like, if you don't do this, we'll kill you, we'll hide
Yeah,
you.
they
Some
normally
people
cut
believe that.
themselves, and it happens right now.
Like they tell
People
them,
cut
like,
themselves and everything.
like you go and kill someone and I'll give you this kind of money.
yeah?
So like if he says no, so I'll kill you. And like
Instead
I'll
of
kill your
defending
family.
yourself, you fall
Yeah.
for it, you know?
And then I'll harm your family. And you know,
Because
do
that's
that.
media's goal.
But create fight amongst people.
But can you not say some parts of media are actually genuine, like they really, really want to make a difference? Like for example, charity, they appeal for charity on the TV.
Yeah.
They have documentaries, like for example, on animals. Again, animals also are they are also victims of violence as well. They use animals mostly to get through to someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like, but sometimes media have these documentaries that they're telling us that, you know, say make a difference now. This is what happened to the animals. This is what happening to the humans. We should do something about it. So that also makes us feel that we should do something about it. So maybe media has a good side, or
Yeah.
but you think more of a bad side? Yeah.
Yeah, more,
better.
it more contains all the side effects of it.
Yeah? Okay, good. So now we have made a point that media is to blame. Well, most of it is to blame. Okay. So now, have we, okay. One more question about this media. A lot of us, we watch TV, definitely, or read a book, whatever. And let's say sports, for example. We're watching a football match or a cricket match. Everything is going fine. Hiya, something happens. Maybe one of the football players pushed the other and they missed out on the goal or something. Then they start having
It
those.
creates more
And
interest.
maybe one player, it's not his fault, and the referee shows him a red card, so they start fighting.
And
They've enmity with each other for now. It becomes a permanent one. It doesn't.
Permanent.
And then the people watching it creates interest to them, and they
fun,
they get
for
an
them.
idea.
Excitement, yeah.
They get
Fun.
things to talk about.
Exactly. We won't remember who won the match. We always remember who fought with
who and whose enmity is with who.
That's why it's always said, if a person puts a goal, nobody will remember that. They will always remember how many he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the opposite. We always remember and how many red cards and like
how
we
many
always
yellow
look for the
cards.
coach shouting at the team. I've seen it sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, look at the way he's shouting at them. We will not see or look how well he played. Okay,
Sometimes even betting and match fixing causes
yeah,
violence.
match fixing is a lot of it happens. Like in fact, the cricket, the Pakistan team, the coach was killed
Yeah, because of
because
match
of this.
fixing.
Yeah, so that's a part of violence. So like he had to lose out.
And because of money, they have so much power. They give money to them to lose because their players are maybe not good.
And cartoons like Powerpuff Girls,
Yeah. So much, you know.
Yeah.
they always go saving up. Okay, this is the good part, but violence is still there.
There's quite, I think it's more violent than the others. Like if you
Yeah.
watch Dexter's Lab or the others at that time, like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is
It's
my
just
favorite.
about adventure.
Adventure of ghosts.
Adventures.
Some scary movie.
But if some people who watch it now, they'll believe that they're ghosts because our thinking changes.
But they'll know that there's no such thing as that. But they are. But
Some
they
kids
can't
right
come.
now, if they see Scooby-Doo or they read some books of ghosts or something, they try tricking it on others.
Yes, my nephew does that to me all the time. And then I used to tell him that I watched Scooby-Doo way before you did. He's only 4.5. But he tell me, look, there's a ghost here, there's a ghost here. So I'm kind of worried that the kids will take it for real.
So it does affect.
And sometimes the kid, it stays in their heart that there's a ghost here, there's a ghost there. They become scared every time. If in the day, if you make someone scare the kid, that you take eyes out of them, or you wear some mask or go in front of them, they become
Like you can sleep, you can feel like
they eventually become scared, and that scare stays in their heart forever, maybe.
Or maybe they're sleeping and they wake up.
Yeah,
oh,
they
don't do that, don't do that.
wake up, mommy,
Then
mommy.
just
That's sad. So it's interesting how what you watch controls the way you live, huh? Okay, so going to the kids in terms of the Powerpuff Girls, I don't think they use guns in Powerpuff Girls. Do they ever use
No, they don't use
Ben 10
guns. They
uses Ben 10.
they use powers.
powers? Okay, powers is more for magical, but Ben 10 uses guns.
No, Ben 10. Yeah, sometimes it uses gun.
Yeah.
Ben 10 itself, Ben 10 Alien Force,
And
Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Force.
Okay, fine. So now let's talk about
Ultimate
story
is
guns.
the worst one.
One thing can
Huh?
also cause violence. Wrestling.
Yeah,
Oh,
wrestling.
yeah,
We forgot
wrestling.
that.
The channel of wrestling, just
Yeah.
keep it in your
Wrestling,
because you can see
if
it.
like let's say Great Khali and Macho Man, they fight.
John
They,
Cena.
everybody's
John
scared,
Cena.
scared of Great Khali. It's like they. It's
But it's so interesting to watch.
Yeah, and then
And then the boys,
especially
sometimes the boys start doing doing it to each other. They end up doing it that way.
Like would
They punch each other, they hit each other, they smack each other.
Yeah, in fact, I wanted to see that they watch wrestling. Hi, after 10 minutes, you go to their room, they're punching each other. And then that you're going to hurt yourself, and they really like copy.
And they end up crying, both of them.
Exactly. And
Like he
you
met
think,
me, like he says, and I met him now. Like you said, like you
he
met
started.
others now.
He
I
started.
said,
No, he started.
yeah, something like that.
so so you can say that most of the time what you see, it doesn't have to be on TV all the time. If you see it in live, it should affect you.
Yeah.
So I was moving on to the, okay, first, forget the toy guns. I will talk about, have any of you ever witnessed anything that was violent or heard of a story that changed your life, or maybe that changed your idea?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with you.
Something on violence.
Like anything that you've seen or happened to you.
Okay, I've heard it by Ifat once in school. She told us about this two girls. They wanted to go on a cinema, which had, I don't know, bad scenes or like something like violence, and they wanted to go. They were arguing with their dad.
Oh yes, I've heard that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they want to go, and the dad brings up cookies, and he puts a little poo of the crow, and the girls understand at the end.
Yes.
Even I've heard of that.
Yeah, I think in one of the shows had mentioned that story. Okay, fine. Instead of saying the story, at the end of it, what did you understand by that story?
I understood
Never
that
to argue with someone like
Somebody
if you're
who's
elder than you and they refuse you, there must be something behind it.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
reasons behind it.
Good. So we have one story here. Sajda, you have a story? Or have you ever seen anything like that, or have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about violence.
Yep.
Like for example, like my friends, they're like jealous about each other. Like, why did you take my best friend? And like she said, like you became not her friend, so I took her out. Like they start fighting until they be taken to the principal and be fired. Like something.
Really?
There's-
So okay. Clara, you?
Like what you said, so like you have a friend and your friend, like two friends you have, and one friend doesn't like you and one friend likes, so like they both like you afterwards, and you like your other friend, but you don't like your friend, so you start fighting.
And then everybody starts watching. Like for example, me, I've seen many. Like when you go to university, you see these things,
Yeah.
But I'm such that I would sit there and watch it. But obviously, you're supposed to go away because they can throw
Yeah,
something at you.
when you fight, you're literally making people to come towards it and see
Yeah,
what's
causing-
going
yeah,
on.
attracting-
When I was in grade 7, two friends of mine fought. I won't mention their names,
Okay, sure.
but they fought. They were best friends. They fought because of some or the other. There were three best friends. All of them fought. They fought because of some little misunderstanding. It was, I think, about marks, or it was something about Facebook, I think. Started fighting about that one. It's like the one friend starts telling her, I curse you and all that
Oh,
and
wow.
all that. She just cursed her without and it was just a Facebook and all that. She cursed her for no reason. So like she started crying. When the teacher asked her why are your eyes red? It was second week. Why are your eyes red? She's like, no. It's like one girl mentioned she was fighting with a friend. like, oh, you're fighting with your best friend. I didn't know you fight with her nowadays, because they used to get along with each other so much that all the grade 7 teachers used to know them.
Facebook causes violence.
Yeah, Facebook a lot, gossip.
And then maybe they text to that person
Yeah, they tell
that you're so bad, you need to give me this because you have taken this.
Okay.
Yeah, they literally write on each other's wall.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, even I've
Like
seen that.
something like somebody tells you this, you're going to tell that, and
Yeah, it
then
becomes the whole Facebook. Everybody comes to know about it.
Because it's media.
Yeah, it's all around the world. Facebook is
Social
all around the
networking.
world.
When you network, if one person picks something from another person's profile,
Yeah, someone else's life, you just bring it inside. Some people make it a personal diary. They write everything in Facebook.
exactly. Yeah.
Television.
Television. Okay, television.
Sometimes things come on television, like maybe something is going on, you see on TV, but they start like a debate,
Okay.
and suddenly they start fighting or anything.
Yeah, that's interesting though. As much as it's
between a mom and a
Yeah,
teacher.
even in sometimes wrestling, if the referee tells the other player to stop because that player is almost going to die, like he starts hitting the referee as well.
Why you stop it?
Yeah, why are you interrupting? He starts punching him as well.
and
The referee himself is so tiny and so tiny.
it's so, you see, that's the thing. We always want to watch it, and once we don't realize the other person's in pain, huh?
Yeah.
Or maybe also like dramas. You see the drama. Oh, why did it
Some
end?
people say that, I don't know, they say that, I don't know, there was one player, I don't know what's his name, he died and he rose up again. I don't know. Yeah, Macho Man, and I don't know, something like that.
Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker.
Oh,
he rose up
I know
again.
Undertaker's dead. No, Rakishi's. Wait, hold on. One of the.
It's lies. Media.
It's lying.
They said that Undertaker died
And now the Undertaker which is there, it's maybe his name, but it's not the same
But
person.
you know what? I'll tell you something. Reality shows, if like they follow a script to get more attention, they have to cause this controversial
Even
issue.
those cards which they come of WWE, WWF, even that one mostly causes fights between two brothers.
Yeah, like in a team.
Even they even say that I think maybe Uno cards you can play, but those which have those things up, diamond and hearts, those one karate cards. Even if you're not in the intention of playing karate, still it's already haram for you to play, because sometimes there are some Muslims who play karate.
A game makes
I have
fights
seen
like love between two people.
Yeah, like if
Even
you
love
love
between
somebody, you can end up killing that person for whatever.
Because someone else, because he loves someone else, maybe.
Yeah.
You end up killing
Or
that person.
sometimes like your friend told you about her Facebook and told you not to tell anyone, so you went to tell your friend. So like your friend opened your
She
friend's
doesn't spread
Facebook and then she
And
doesn't
maybe
spread it.
one
Tomorrow
friend
she tells her
before-
friend that I saw you were looking so bad and it says that
One
fight.
friend's defect, like if I see someone out, she's wearing a 3/4 and maybe she's wearing sleeveless costume, I go to tell that one goes to tell. It ends up telling
And
the
hits
whole
her
community comes to know about
Come and
it.
know, and then the last person comes and tells to that person that it's
So she gets
true.
angry.
Is
This
true?
yeah,
Like-
is this true? And that person comes to know. So how will that person feel in front of the whole community?
So again, you can say jealousy, interference.
Yeah, interference in each other's lives.
If I want to wear what I want, maybe I know what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
you are wearing what you have.
It's your own business and
You're showing what you are. You're wearing what you wear always. Always, like when you go to swim, you can't wear it's not comfortable to wear long trousers and long sleeve and this much top. You feel like you cannot swim.
Yeah,
you will
yeah.
go inside. You need a costume for it. So 3/4 at least. You're not as far as you're not wearing useless or meaningless tops and trousers which are too short.
Yeah.
At least it's this much and this much. Then at least
And
at least you're not wearing caps
you
complete
have
and your figure
the
is not showing.
understanding that you're doing right, something good.
Some
and
people
your-
don't look
and-
at
and
themselves.
far-
They look at others.
And as far as your figure is not showing and everything is fine, then
You have to
maybe
practice what you preach.
Yes, there's some
No,
people
practice
who-
what you preach, that's good, yeah?
And like for this violence, like this many people started taking out this PlayStation of it, the city
Okay.
of the raceless. So like
Yeah,
what-
PlayStation games actually.
of wrestling. Like in my cousin said, oh, they play PlayStation, and then when somebody loses, they start fighting the same what they fight.
Yeah,
But they
it's
copy what they're seeing.
iPods, phones, even phones creates a lot of if they are being told to give up their phones like in class, because sometimes you're allowed to bring phones in madrasa. The madrasa I go in, we are allowed to bring
Okay.
phones. They were being told today to give back the phones. Every day we give it.
Okay.
Like the girls were putting. Now 2 girls, they had a BlackBerry. Both of them, they're friends. They kept it so like the teacher and the students started arguing in
Okay.
between
Good.
them.
And like for example, you bring an iPhone and somebody brings a
Laptop.
Nokia.
Yeah.
So like she starts telling you, I have an iPhone, I'm so rich and that and that. Like she starts feeling jealous and starts fighting and all.
But violence is
Like if she is
everywhere.
smarter than me, I start
Yeah.
getting so
But violence is everywhere around the world. That's why it
has
causes
to be
fights.
friendships.
Okay.
Mostly people think that what the Shias are terrorists.
Yes, I was saying earlier. So as because we are coming to the end of the show, yeah, we had already established many ways that violence, many ways that causes violence, right?
Yeah.
So now, if we can suggest, each one of you can suggest maybe a reason how we can, a point how we can reduce violence. So go
Just
for it.
look at the point of view. Don't look at the negative side, look at the positive side.
Okay, good.
Like one way that we can prove that Islam is, the Muslims are not terrorists is by Quran. Sometimes the Quran shows you the right path. When like you're in problems and you talk to God like a friend, then when you open any page of the Quran, you're going to and you read that translation, you're going to get your answer. Like because of violence, there are some people who think that violence occurs because of some other people, while it's not some other, it's you yourself. You trying to say that it's in between you, that you think that someone else is responsible, but you are responsible for it.
Amazing, very good. Sarah?
Sometimes like your friend told you a question, but you feel like it's right. When you write an exam, they go and check in your book, you say it's wrong, so you start fighting.
So you can say that we should be honest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Last
Like we should be a team. We should be all one. Should not be violence.
Okay.
Yeah, we should not be enemies, and we should not start fighting to each other. And we just start to be in a team and be in humanity.
Okay. So thank you very much for today's show. Interesting points, and I think now our views on media will change.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so today's show we had discussed the possible causes behind violence and how we can improve it. And there's one saying from Nelson Mandela, who was the president of South Africa, and he had said on the First World Summit television that the future of our planet lies in children's hands. All of you involved in television, which is one of the most powerful influences on children, have an awesome responsibility on your shoulders. So inshallah, from this saying we can encourage our children to try and be safe and not to fall for what they see on TV, and to make their own judgment of what is good and what is wrong. Thank you and wassalam.